That was the wrong screen for a second. You saw our faces look super awkward, but we're actually getting into the game right now on a familiar map in a familiar best of 3. It's Zest versus KeeN on Cactus Valley. Last time this did not go well at all for Zest.
No, in fact, this series, last time we saw it, it was a bit of a boppin'.
Bit of a boppin'.
We'll see if it is again. No, if the Zest has gotten a little bit warm. Maybe that's all he needed. A little bit of a break, a few more series.
Yep.
In the bottom left here, this is KeeN.
In the top right has the pink Protoss. He is Zest. And I want to give a quick shout out to Full Metal Octopus, who donated $3.82 around the start of that last game when the Zealots got in there. It actually timed out pretty perfectly. I don't know. You've heard the highest donator sound effect, the Plague thing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that happened as soon as that queen got surrounded, so it was kind of hype, to be honest. But yeah, thank you so much for that donation. And that will be contributed to the Matcherino fundraiser for the Korean Team House. If you guys don't know, all donations to BaseTradeTV is going that direction. We still take bits as well as ad revenue, and I do believe we got 100 bits earlier today too, so thank you for that. But that's it.
Yep.
So if you want to learn more, you can type, I think it's like exclamation point. It's not. Is it Matcherino? I don't think so. It's something. It's something else actually. But I'm sure the mods will have my back, and I'm sure I'll be yelled at later for not remembering what it is.
I mean, really, it's the mod's job.
Yeah, mods, please. You're on top of things.
Yeah, come on, Dominch. I don't know how to pronounce your name.
I don't either. We just gave up actually. That's why we call him Dom, because he kept on saying we said
Dom.
wrong.
Well, Dom is, that's a safe bet.
Yeah, exactly. Probably didn't pronounce that part wrong. Alright, so Zest went for a Phoenix build last time, which I think is fine on Cactus Valley. There's a couple of tricky spots where hopping up ledges is very, very abusive. But just got slaughtered anyway. He still got dropped. He got Widow Mine to the face. He didn't do much damage in the early game. It was all types of bad, and KeeN should be looking for the exact same game.
Exactly. The spawns are a little bit different than the last time, I think. So it's a slight difference from the last series that they played this. Was the last time that Cactus Valley was in the ladder map pool? Was that like season 2, 2015?
2015 sounds about right. That's all I can remember.
It was definitely Heart of the Swarm.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
I feel like I remember seeing series on this map, like maybe WCS season 2 in 2015. I feel like it. The year that who shall not be named won it.
Ah, yeah. This came in after and with, I think, Catalina, which is why I remember it, because we had two really funky map intros for like a month or two. Yeah, exactly. So that's all I really remember. And, I don't even really remember that many games here. Everybody gets taken out, but it already got the full scout, so that was okay. It's not too bad about that.
You would have probably cast more games on this map than most people. In fact, I think you and Rifkin have cast more games than most people in general.
I think it's pretty fair to say. Like, I feel like some people might still argue because, someone like Rotterdam has just been casting since he was, like, for, like, years, including Warcraft 3. But it's like... I would say, even though Roddy, he's shown the amount of events that he's been to. He's been to, like, 75 or 76 events. Damn.
He might even be up to 80 at this point. Even then... Base Trade's done more than 80. I can say that very safely.
Yeah, I think we can say that safely for sure.
I could say that they probably maybe 5 or 6 times that number. So, yeah. Let's just. I'm pretty sure that you and Rifkin have cast more than anyone in the StarCraft 2 community at this point. At the 2017 mark, I'd say so.
Well,
definitely more than me.
I'm gonna quite take the Guinness Book of World Records here, but someone might go affirm. If they really want to, you can go ahead.
Yeah, some crazy base trade power fan get out there and do the counting. But anyway, we got a drop here, some Widow Mines.
Yeah, but it's paired up with a Marine push. I think KeeN really wanted to try and get Zest expanding before you should have, basically. Instead, he catches Stalkers already in position, not just a single Adept in a Nexus. It does distract, but not enough.
He lifts and redeploys one mine here. Looks like it still just, I mean, gets 2 probes, that's nice. Gets 3 and doesn't take damage, so that's okay. But he does lose those Marines. The Marines didn't get, well, he didn't lose all the Marines, but the push got completely deflected, doing no damage on the top there. And Zest is going to go for Dark Shrine. And that blink doesn't have a line through it, so that's a regular blink.
It's true. I don't think he's going to be going for blink DTs. If he does, it's for a late game situation. You know, that whole hero thing, it was paired up with charge. You know, it was meant for a 2-base power attack that just almost didn't work. It was super cool to watch, though.
It was extremely entertaining. I'm not going to lie. As much as I think blink DT is a pretty superfluous upgrade. Wow, that word is way too big for this time of night here in Australia, but it's, you know, I don't think the upgrade matters a whole lot in the scheme of the game, but it's it was extremely entertaining, I can't lie.
Whoopsie.
Gets touched up there, but you know what? That's only shield damage and you got a medevac and 2 Widow Mines. Hell yeah, that's some good time for the Protoss.
Yeah, not bad. Warper's going to come in too, probably going to siege up out here. Warp in the DTs, and KeeN's going to have flashbacks, except not with blink. So as long as he has even 1 scan available, that should buy enough time to get missile turrets. Oh yeah, there's that chick there. Oh, but Zest, he's attacking here.
Oh, but Zest, and he has blink.
Oh yeah.
That siege tank though.
It's pretty good.
Oh, I mean, if he wants to go full CJ hero and just aggressively blink on this army, he might be just have to catch the whole army. Oh no, KeeN just sees it.
Well, he also got attacked in the main, right? So, like, Zest, I think, might have had an opportunity there.
Oh, the Liberators and the Siege Tanks, and he's going to get both of those. He actually can blink away and do great damage here. Sticking around a little bit too long here. Wow, going deeper with the DTs. That Archon's actually tanking tons of damage.
Yeah, it absolutely would, and if it finishes, it's going to do a lot of splash damage. So either way, KeeN could not choose the right answer, and SCVs are going to get slaughtered.
Oh my god. Wow. Zest looks like he's done it already.
Yeah.
Especially with the Prism still being alive.
It's not the exact same type of all-in or aggression that we've been seeing from the likes of Hero, but it is a type of aggression that has worked very well against KeeN.
And the Archon's still alive.
Yeah. This is actually looking like game-winning damage, even if he has to retreat right now.
Yeah, this is critical damage for sure. Like, I just can't see a way for KeeN to come back from this point, but I mean, +1's finishing with Stim. He could definitely engage the army, but he's taken so many SCV kills.
On 26. He's on 3 CC, so this is a recoverable economic position, but then Zest would be adding on gateways, adding on forges. He would be advancing if he thought he had to, you know? Like, I think he realizes if he just micros well, he can still get a lot of good damage done.
He baited out those Widow Mines, taking no damage there. Blinking back a little bit from the bio. Some pot shots. He's keeping on the pressure, and why not? Dropping 5 more gateways behind this. Zest smells blood in the water. He wants to finish it right here, right now. Get into that final spot.
The Widow Mine scared him right there. There's no observer. And he's not quite sure when they went off. Oh, there we go. Wow, that was well timed. The other one just got up too.
I just love seeing Stalkers do that. It's like lol JK.
Yeah, exactly. Well, Resident Glaives is going to help round out the army and give him a bit of not just buffer, but also some more damage. And that'll be a very powerful gateway army. It's definitely still missing upgrades, however, and that, you know, of course, eventually KeeN's bio army with medevacs and upgrades would overpower just gateway units. But I think Zest... Oh, okay, I'm a little surprised. I thought he would go for double forward as opposed to a 4th Nexus, but he can actually go for both. He's banking enough.
KeeN with these drop shits does have Stim, does have +1. This is a very nice anti-gateway army here, but does he have enough? Does cancel that that base there and can engage these Stalkers with Stim for sure.
Very bold.
I mean, KeeN needs to be bold at this point. He's in a rough spot.
Nice.
Getting the Prism is nice.
Alright, these are the moves to bring it back. Keeping Zest on 3 bases as his main is starting to get mined out.
That's Zest's money.
Yeah, he's mismacroed for a bit here.
Wow. That's a lot of money. But I mean, you know, it's just using those gateways. You drop a bunch of gateways, can definitely spend all that money on an army right now. KeeN dropping up his medevacs. Zest DT just out of vision.
Good scout, buddy. Oh, his army's out of position. Not too bad. Oh!
Ooh. Gets damage on that widow, that medevac there. A little force here of KeeN looking for another Nexus kill. Or cancel, rather.
Observers in good positions. Zest is starting to round out his scouting on the map with these units spread around. Widow mines are very... Oh, he blinks into them. Why?
Oh.
God.
Now, see, Zest can afford to make mistakes like that. Not forever, but he can. But KeeN can't afford any mistakes. Losing that medevac, really not worth it.
Oh, what am I got 8 probe kills though? I don't know how it reached that far to get all of them. But now Zest is like, I'm done with this. Let's do it. Let's tango.
That's right. He spent that money, and he does have a pretty scary army. He's got plenty of Stalkers to deal with the Liberator here. The army supply of Zest is 20 ahead of KeeN's right now. Doesn't have the upgrade advantage. Does have plenty of units. Widow Mine's coming in here. The Stalker's clearing up that Liberator. Guardian Shield going down that sentry, and SCV's being pulled off the line. This is the last line of defense here for KeeN. Does he have enough?
The Immortal can just easily chunk through these Marauders, I think. And while the Resident Glaive Adepts are finally gone, there's too many Stalkers. Ooh. Zest looks like a different person that game.
Yeah. What a bowler.
Yeah, that looked like the Zest everyone knew and loved. And I mean, not just the fact that he won and did well doing it, but also Blink Stalkers. I feel like they're, you know, they're only made right now because people have difficulties against Liberators. And it just doesn't look as impressive as old Blink Stalker usage used to. If someone was good with Blink Stalkers a year ago, or 2 years ago, it was like, it was the world, it was Protoss. But now it's kind of being undervalued, so I really liked that combo attack.
So I think Blink Stalker was more of a thing because not only was it really sick for being aggressive really early game, but also it helped the Colossus, which was so much better in Heart of the Swarm.
That it was.
So you'd always see the Colossus, right? And the Blink Stalkers were there to deal with Vikings, to engage with Bio.
Yeah, it was a good combo. Honor
Yeah.
grounds.
Oh boy. It would be poetic to end on the map that started it all for the TING Open 3 Korean qualifier.
That is it's very poetic, you're right, that is true. It's the second time we're seeing it, I think, as well. No one else really
Yeah, that's right.
wanted to choose it, as it is a very funky map.
Oh, it's funky indeed. Guys, we're going to talk all about it when we get into this map.
Yeah. Which, very quickly getting into. Very little downtime, you know, and despite
It's been
having
pretty good.
only 9 players, I think, actually show up and sign in and check in, it's still been a nicely timed cast with a lot of cool, funky games.
Has. It's been a real pleasure to finally cast with you as well. Been wanting to do it for such a long time.
Fucking Maynard, man. Getting to cast
Fucking hell, man.
himself.
I'm literally the worst.
No. Everyone was more excited about you than they were about the Koreans.
I doubt that very heavily. Thanks if anyone is excited about me casting. Appreciate it. There's some cuties out there that probably do. Oh, that's right. And this map has a funky color palette. Look at that filter. It's like a sepia filter.
It is.
Snapchat style.
It's like someone was like, green is a great color, but only when mixed slightly with brown. Amazing.
Yeah.
Oh god. I think they're talking
What are they
about
asking?
I'm not sure. I think they're actually talking about the map, but I'm not sure. Nothing too familiar in that Hangul.
Maybe they're arguing what filter this is too.
Sepia. Okay, well, in the top left, he showed an amazing game finally against the Terran opponent, but it is the pink Protoss Zest.
Is well spotted. And in the top right, he's gonna need to win the next 2 maps here. This is KeeN.
Command center first. He does know this can be horizontal spawn, right?
I don't know. That's actually a very valid question. He may not. This is a brand spanking new map. This isn't a map rearing its ugly head from Heart of the Swarm coming back into Legacy of the Void like Belshire or Cactus Valley. It's a brand new one. I believe it's also a Blizzard map.
I think so.
So...
Yeah, I think. Well, you know, it might be a command center first, but it is in a pocket expansion. So let's quickly go over the map, because whoever wasn't here for the beginning and has been playing ladder absolutely has no idea. It's an in-base expansion, but there's no ramp, so it looks a little weird. It's like Bridgehead, or that really old map that no one liked at the beginning of Heart of the Swarm. But it is still not that large of a map when it gets down to it, even like natural to here natural. So as long as he has a wall off, then I guess it wouldn't be too worrisome. And I'm not sure that pylon rushing could be that effective. Actually, I have no idea. And Zest isn't the type of pylon rush, so in that aspect it makes sense that he would command center first, but I think it's so dangerous on a map that you don't really know and is still relatively small. It's not going to hurt him here.
I suppose it's not too bad considering the pocket. It's like a reasonably safe back area.
Yeah.
I suppose. But it is like it's a big investment, and yeah, you're right. That money could be on your wall, keeping you safe, keeping you rubbed up nice and tight.
Yeah. Well, I imagine just like a warp prism going into this natural or a Stargate opener, and
yeah,
obviously,
oh god, like a proxy oracle or something like that. Jeez.
Well, proxy, like this is right here is a proxy. You know, like Zest would have to know his opponent spawned because it is all spawn, but it would be one of those risks you could take like on Whirlwind, and you would be just right up against KeeN's natural. If it was reversed, same could be said. I mean, this is still kind of dead space over here for KeeN to drop, but it's obviously much less likely to do that. But the thirds are really where it gets tricky. So much for the pocket natural and, you know, what it looks like on the mini-map, but these thirds are just... There's a Zelnaga right next to your third. That looks silly. As well as if they are horizontal spawns, it's very quick to your opponent's base. Natural to third. It's just, it condenses itself further and further.
It feels like that Zelnaga watchtower is meant to be for the guy that takes that third to keep an eye out. But I just haven't seen that yet. I think that's what it's meant to be, like so that you can react to stuff coming at your third easier, maybe.
Yeah. Except the one time we get to see it used was when Kelzer was applying so much pressure, it just looked...
Yeah, with the Hellbats, and he's like, oh, hello, there's a third right here.
Exactly. Oh, the missile turret. I love this. This KeeN bringing back some old school tactics. He barely doesn't stop or finish the missile turret in case he has to cancel it. Or in case he can cancel it, you know? He didn't... Oracle doesn't have to automatically be made. But he didn't wipe onto the main base, so whatever, KeeN.
Yeah. KeeN, we take it back. You're actually just messing up, man. You're no good at this game. No, that's not true at all. But we got the turret in the natural, nothing in the main, means the Oracle is going to get some kills. 6, in fact. Not too bad. Not too shabby.
Not too bad at all. And not too much to scout. The factory timing was the most important thing to scouts. KeeN still has not scouted Zest's main base, and that's why, again, he had that missile turret partially finished. He didn't know it was a Stargate. But he also doesn't know the timing at which the third has been taken, which is pretty damn quick, actually. It's already almost done, and all the tech is following suit.
Zest is doing it. Yay. He's taking the watchtower.
All right, this is what it's meant to be.
All right. I'm pretty sure that's what they wanted.
Yeah. So you can see him coming down the ramp, I suppose.
The
rocks could eventually be broken down, and that would still eventually get you in range of the Zelnaga. So it really is supposed to cover you from all different angles. It just looks so funky. Not being in the middle of the map or on the corners of the map.
Imagine if you just parked siege tanks on it and you were attacking.
Amazing.
You have that range vision, that the tower gives you that range vision that your medevacs or your Vikings normally would.
You're right. Ugh. That might be a little bit annoying.
Disgusting.
Yeah. A couple of Phoenixes are on the way out. This is what we saw Zest do the last time these guys played on both maps. It was Cactus Valley and I forget the other one, but the point is he went for Resident Glaives Phoenixes, and both times it did not work out very well. KeeN just kind of would have mined him to the face, and he's gonna be looking to do the same thing once he realizes what the composition is, but right now he does not know.
Yeah. Ooh. Zest catching this drop here, doesn't know it's on the way. And he is transitioning into Phoenixes with the Adepts on the ground as well. So Phoenix Adept, nice old school PvT.
A couple of units looking for maybe a freebie run by, not really granted because of the Zelnaga. The Phoenixes, I think they realize, wait a second, there could be something coming down to the south. Barely miss it, but they figured it out. It's a little too late. Boost!
And now all the Marines are out there. The Phoenix has got to go away, and this Nexus is in trouble.
Phoenix is so useful when they catch the medevacs in transit, so useless when the medevacs are already done. So, and they definitely took forever to get back here.
The Adepts with the Phoenixes, however, this combination together, quite effective at dealing with Bio. The Nexus does live. They didn't lose too many probes, or any probes, I think. But the medevacs are going to die to the Phoenixes. And hold that thought, we got KeeN with another attack here at the third location. Zest still with plenty of units in position, though. Does deny him. Zest's money again, and he's not producing.
Oh man, this is some questionable macro, I guess, from what it used to be a macro god at one point. Like if he has 8 more depths right here, this looks a lot more reasonable.
Yeah, and he's also losing this fight.
Huh.
Zest.
That was weird. Stop going adepts, you're terrible with them. Oh god,
oh my
he doesn't have enough
god,
gas.
he's gonna lose this Nexus now.
Yeah, he can't even warp in adepts, much less like stalkers or more phoenixes. His gas died over here and he never resaturated.
He has nearly 1,500 minerals and he's not supply blocked.
What is happening? Go back to the other Zest.
Yeah, where was the game 1 guy?
Oh,
Who sat down on Zest's computer for game 2?
Gave him a head start this time, but I just got to take the computer back.
He's just making it entertaining. He wants it to go to game 3.
Clearly.
He's a man of the people. He's a show pony, this Zest guy.
Yeah, he was in such a good position though. Like KeeN's third base a little bit later. You know, he had I guess the Oracle did some damage, and then a couple of Adepts did more damage. Like Zest, it's 50 probes to 32 SCVs. Had he not lost that Nexus, he'd be like, well, apparently he'd be floating cash. But the point is, he should have been swimming in cash. And so many more Adepts should have been made. But it's just it's not bad looking right now in numbers, but it really is a very terrible game for Zest.
Yeah, he's unfortunately kind of made a bunch of mistakes that KeeN's obviously going to capitalize on, because KeeN is an incredible player. And he's knocked Zest down to a single Nexus. Zest's trying to remake that third natural, but KeeN's got something to say about that. It's a denial on that back natural, a third. So a dropship there. There's probably maybe too many Adepts. No, another Nervac. Should be okay, especially with this reinforcement. KeeN's actually going to crush this.
Yeah. Zest, he only has +1. So the armor is on the way, but KeeN has been taking really great trades. Finally gets pushed back all the way, but like there's not enough Phoenixes to really... He's taking down the medevacs one at a time occasionally, but it's not enough to really slap it down so he can finally take a breather. I mean, he still hasn't replanted that natural from the second time he lost it.
Yeah. So Zest going for some counter damage here, and this is quite nice. KeeN is up in workers, but only just slightly. Zest is up in workers, but so KeeN taking damage here would kind of suck.
Yeah, Marine's too good. Marine's too good, run!
Yeah, Marine's too good.
Depth's pretty good too, though. Like, they're getting into all the nooks and crannies. He's doing really great economic damage. If only he hadn't taken such severe losses. If one Nexus went down, or only his army went down or something, this would be a really great game. But I think KeeN's army still wins out, even if it turns into a wonky base trade.
Yeah, I mean, Zest's army supply, a bunch of it is in KeeN's natural and main, but it's like, yeah, there's just too much. Too much Terran on the dance floor. Oh man, my brain keeps fizzing out. It is getting late over here, guys. Quarter to 2 a.m. here. Shout out to Pseudocoder is a name that I recognize. It's like, listening to Maynard's perverted rhetoric makes me wish for the Zeph nod. ZG ain't got time for that. You know what? This is my first cast with ZG, so I'm gonna keep the sex jokes to a minimum. We're busting that a little bit later, all right? Pseudocoder.
Alright.
I'm being gentle. No puns, no sex jokes. The innuendo is at an all-time minimum. Just casting StarCraft at this point.
Safe.
Yeah, playing it safe.
Newkirk's gonna be the last map.
Yeah, it'll be the last map. And, you know, it's... Zombie Grubham and I, we've only been friends for a few months, and, you know, I want to keep it that way. You know? Don't scare off people too early.
Yeah, you say one wrong thing, and I'm just like, that fucking Maynard guy.
Yeah, that fucking guy. I know he was cool for like half a year, but damn, he said that one thing.
It's over. It's over.
Yeah, it's over. It's over.
Well, Thank you to the Chosen One and L for the 100 bits. Maynard gets me all hot and bothered. P.S. I'm straight. No, really. Okay.
Well, you know, there is limits to how straight you can be. For instance, like I personally, without oversharing here, am comfortable to say that I prefer women when the lights are off and I have to cuddle someone. But when I see Chris Hemsworth, I get confused.
All the Chris's. Oh, all the Chris's.
Yeah.
Chris Pratt is my favorite Chris, but...
Yeah, Chris Pratt, holy shit, my god.
It's all of them.
Yeah.
Cool.
Like, my head's spinning picturing those men in my brain. That's what I mean. Like, you know, there's only so straight you can be.
Exactly. I mean, there's actually been a lot of guy talk on this cast, more so than ever with like any other girl I've cast with.
Well,
I don't think
you know
haven't
what?
talked about girls at all, or boys rather.
You got to be comfortable with your sexuality, Zombie Grub.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a cool thing to do. It's a cool thing to do.
It's hip nowadays.
It's hip.
Also hip is StarCraft 2, which is...
Oh, what a transition.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
It's game number 3, the last game of the day for the TING Korean qualifiers. Number 2, one of these guys will advance to join Hero, as well as 2 others. I think it was Alive and Beyond in the Korean group. In the bottom left, as the pink Protoss, he is Zest.
And I hope that's game 1 Zest back at his computer, not worry about that game 2 Zest. Hopefully that guy's out having a cigarette or something. In the bottom right here, this is KeeN.
The difference between Adept Zest and Stalker Zest is just leaps and bounds, man.
Hashtag bring back Stalker Zest.
Yeah. And I really don't even think it's that, because that might, you know, if you're a Zest fan, that might look like that's just Adepts being terrible, and you're like, why is he going Adepts? I really don't think Adepts are that bad. Like, that, you'll see other people do better with Adept Phoenix, and some of these things are really just snowball effects. His Phoenixes should have been in position to stop the drop. The drop is stopped. He has no problem dealing with a third base, and then he has an overwhelming Adept army, wins the game, GG. That's a different alternate universe, you know? But it doesn't ever happen that way. His Phoenixes are never quite enough to stop KeeN from dropping, and it always snowballs from there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Has been the sway of things so far. See the factory going down here for KeeN. Pretty standard.
Oh, yeah.
Double gas stuff.
Yeah, but it is double gas, you know? It's one base. Yeah. KeeN hasn't shown this yet.
Well, this is So this is new for KeeN. It's something that a lot of Terrans do, but it is new for KeeN. Be cool to see. Certainly
in the last, like, I want to say 3 dozen, maybe even games. You know, aside from TvT, obviously, right? This was popular for a month, maybe even more. Like, literally every single game, every Terran was doing it, but it fell off. So bringing it back, Zest might be in for a bit of a surprise. It is a one-base Widowmine drop, so nothing really super scary, but it does hit that much sooner, and Zest might not be prepared.
It may not be. This is quite standard and was in style back in the day, but I mean, you did get caught by surprise when you're just caught in a mindset of what is standard and what isn't.
Yeah. This Adept might be able to scout the lack of a natural, but then again, the Marines might shoo her off. So that's a pretty big deal. If he thinks the Widowmine's going to hit at X time, or if he thinks that there's not going to be enough units to counter, he's going to be wrong. It's even going to be a cyclone.
Yeah. Well, you know, you get that double gas, you can definitely afford stuff like this. We've got the Adept coming in here, just seeing a ball of Marines. Probably thinks, oh, okay. It's pretty normal. I mean, I didn't see a CC, which is a little strange, but that's okay.
Yeah, that was a good enough scout to see the lack of a CC. So he
especially
double checks.
with that shade.
Yeah, it's like, wait a second. But it's a little bit too late, potentially. There's a lot to be said about mental preparation, though. Like, even if you don't have the pylons in position quite yet, at least you know to pull the probes, for instance. So it is better to scout whenever you can.
That's right. A big drop here from KeeN. This is potentially very dangerous for Zest.
Maybe.
This is starting to power up those gateways. Doesn't have a ton of units. Adept shading into the main of KeeN actually is quite nice. They get that shade range nerf, vision nerf, but still does see the production and gets into the mineral line, starts picking away things. Picking at the mule, that's quite nice. But he does have to deal with the Ball of Marines and the Cyclone. The Immortal is going to help out a ton.
It is. Oh, that Cyclone.
Oh. Oh, a nice connection with that Widow Mine, actually getting a bunch of probes. And that Cyclone's still alive somehow. Great micro from KeeN.
That was barely saving it. That old Cyclone would have been absolutely dead. We also have a Liberator joining the party. There's pylons in the minerals lines, though, so Liberator shouldn't be doing economic damage. It could maybe help out with the drop. 4 more probes go down. Widow Mine gonna get a 5th.
This Medevac's a little bit stuck here. Widow Mine getting another kill. Pretty nice from KeeN so far. And this Liberator, yeah, like you can make things pretty tough in the natural here. Could even give that Medevac some space to go back home as well, which it does.
Ah, clever.
Clever girl.
Yeah. And Liberator's gonna get pushed back. KeeN does have a command center to do it on the high ground, which is good because that Adept was gonna keep on canceling it or stalling it out. So down location now, also building tanks. I definitely think tanks are not only a good unit to have in general, but in terms of defense, his production isn't strong quite yet, and definitely want that as a safety feature.
Yeah, and get that combat shield up. There it is. And yeah, I'm one of those Terrans. I love the new siege tank, and I just want to have it in every matchup. It's just a unit that I really love. Actually, sometimes I don't make it in TVZ. Sometimes I just straight up buy mine.
Is it the unit you want to cuddle at night? Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm sure that. Actually, I'm sure Sergeant Hammer is very cuddly.
Yeah,
the only tank driver known.
She's got that cushion for the pushing. She's got that. She's a thick lady. I like that. We got a little bit of argy-bargy here with the double immortal in the warp prism. It's a bit of damage done too. It looks like it killed a tank.
Yeah, it did. It was quite nice because a couple of adepts killed 6 SCVs in the natural as well, and Zest did get revenge and maybe even a little bit then some for the damage he took.
Yeah, Zest's got a nice little position here. Supply blocked though.
Little.
Bit unfortunate. That's okay. I love double immortal war prism. I mean, I hate playing against it, but I think it's such a cool thing that not enough Predoses do.
And the warp prism provides such great micro. You can definitely be taking out non-stimmed Marines, even with only 4 units available. It's cool stuff. He's getting a little dangerously low on all the health, however. Like, the Liberator would one-shot that Immortal.
Looks like it's going to, actually. Oh, just pulling it out of that ring. Very close. Getting this barracks would be nice. If he kills the barracks and just leaves, it's going to be a very, very nice pick off for Zest.
Lifts? Oh my god. Oh, that's not supposed to happen.
Guess not. That's yeah, I mean, Terran structures still fly. I'm pretty sure that didn't get patched in 3.10. In fact, 3.10 hasn't hit Korea yet. What am I talking about?
Yeah, right? So there's really not an excuse for that not to pick up and fly other than Zest. KeeN didn't think Zest was going to stick around, and he was wrong. This is not going to do any damage whatsoever. We have Colossus on the way with Extended Thermal Lance.
Zest, when you talk like that. Gonna have that Colossus is a unit you don't see too much, but you definitely see it in PvT. It's pretty much the matchup where it still lives. And I guess PvZ, if there's a lot of Hydralisks, also can happen. So Immortal's got their shields now, so they're back into the fray. Killing that Cyclone and getting picked up. Very nice. Very nice indeed.
Yeah. Liberators are laughable in their attempts to chase warp prisms now. They weren't that great to begin with, but no. They're just super laughable. I'm not sure KeeN has seen the Colossus yet. Oh, the Immortal finally goes down.
Finally. But that Immortal definitely paid for itself at this point.
Yeah. Oh, I don't think he did see the Colossus. He didn't see the Robo, didn't see the Robotics Bay, and I don't think he saw the Colossus popping out, so KeeN does not have any real anti-air.
Yeah, he's not... it definitely doesn't look like he's getting ready for it at all. Yeah, you're absolutely right. No Vikings on the field, none being produced. I mean, you can just overwhelm it with bio, and the Liberators do okay.
What is KeeN and his timings on his salvages on this map?
Yeah. He needs to work on those salvages.
It's so bad.
Yeah, you don't need that 75 minerals that badly.
Perfect timing here from Zest. Like, he got KeeN when he lifted his army, so he had to unload. The bunker was salvaging, the Liberators weren't sieged. I mean, Zest doesn't push to win. It was a danger, but he just decides not to. But he just contained KeeN and showed how powerful his army was.
Yeah, that's right. Flexed his muscles a little bit, of which he has ample.
Oh, yeah.
In-game, of course.
Yeah, that's what everyone means.
Yep. So he's pulling back with his army here, which is substantial. 73 versus the 60 of KeeN, and his worker supply very healthy as well. 3 Nexuses versus the 2 base of Terran. KeeN's steam starting to run out a little bit here.
Oh, it is. On 2 bases, no third in sight, not really the option to afford a third. Plus, he can't really defend it, as Zest, as you know, New Precinct, you can take these third bases because it's a very small map, and Zest already has an army that can bully KeeN around. Trying to take a third in this location would be pretty impossible.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like there's a whole lot of options here, and KeeN decides that his only option is to pretty much go across the map of what he has and try and trade favorably against what Zest has. Seeing what the Colossus count is at the moment. 3. Not too bad. It's manageable at the moment, but the problem is there's a lot of gateway units defending that Colossus. And speaking of gateway units, a bunch of them being warped to the natural here, and if KeeN's econ wasn't in shambles, it absolutely is now. Big spread of bio here. The Colossus are taking damage, but the tanks have been dealt with, and Zest holds. GG.
That's it. Zest will take the other spots for this qualifier, which brings us 2 Terrans from the last qualifier for Korea and 2 Protosses from this qualifier. So Zerg is the real underrepresented race.
And you were like, you were saying before the cast when you're like, this is the chance for Protoss to come through.
Yeah.
Well, you got it.
Yeah.
Starting to even out that racial distribution in the TING Open 3. Very nice.
We started off with like 5 out of 10 players being Protoss, so. Oh, gotta sneeze. Nope. That was great.
It's one of those. Is it one of those sneezes where you need to find a bright light and stare at it?
Is that a thing?
Apparently, it's not for me, but I've seen a bunch of people. In fact, Funk is one of those guys where when he has a sneeze coming, he needs to find something bright and stare at it to sneeze. I've
never heard that. So
Google it. Google it. It's real.
I pushed it back down, so I don't need to sneeze anymore. But that's it. Awkward aside, I think we did have a resub. Yes, Alice for. Hold on here. Hold on, we're gonna swap. 25 months. 25 months of fun. Thank you very much for the resub, and thank you all for watching today's qualifier. Congratulations to Hero and Zest, your 2 Protosses, to get through. We're gonna take a quick commercial break. When we get back, we'll have shout outs and talk about a few other things. So stay tuned, guys.